I 35F have been together with my fiance for almost 7 years now. We have both changed our career paths and had to study new majors. At first, we did everything together and were inseparable. We are our best friends and we talked about anything. We seldom fight as we are very much alike. I am still studying and he has been full-time employee since a year ago. The time that we spent together has been declining. At first, we were very sexually active, but it gradually became less important as we had other priorities too. In the last 2 years, we have had maybe 3 times per week. Sometimes I experience pain down there, and sometimes I'm just so tired. So when he asks or starts something, I have been often saying no. This wasn't pleasant for either me or him, as we love each other a lot, but he clearly needs those activities more regularly than I do. Last weekend, he went for the first time with his colleagues to a techno party. He took some pills there and afterwards explained how much fun they all had and that they all M&F have kissed together. Touching was extremely pleasant on this drug. We have had LSD together in our home, and I know how intense it can be. One of his co-workers has invited him and me for a dance in another club, and we went yesterday. I didn't want to take drugs there, as I don't want to take any when I'm outside, and I really don't need it to be happy or dance joyful, as it was a mixed music and not techno. My fiance agreed, but then in the club, the pills were given, and he just took one, as I still refused. I know that it's a choice, but we did agree beforehand, and he then just took it. He often says how I have to relax and be more open to new experiences and let loose. I'm pretty introverted and don't have many friends, most of them are mutual friends. But I love dancing and was asking him to come dancing with me, but we went maybe 4 times in this 6 years. Now he suddenly wants to dance, and I'm happy with that, but not with the drugs. In the club, he was extremely touchy, and we kissed a lot, which I was very active at. In the morning, we came back home, and suddenly everything changed. In the spur of the moment, he confessed that he needs more SX, and he wants to have an open relationship. I was really shocked, as I didn't know it was that troublesome for him. He said that I would only want to do it in bed and wouldn't try new things. He is bored and don't want to pressure me to have more sexual activities. It turns him on when I'm the initiator and not always him. We talked about it for hours, and I asked him if he wants to have intercourse with his coworker as she is married, but in an open relationship. He finally confirmed and told me that they have already talked about it and she and her husband agreed to it. WTF. She told him not to tell me, as I would be very angry and hurt. He said that he couldn't, as we have always talked about everything, and he didn't want to cheat on me. So he is asking for my permission. He also thought that I could become good friends with her, because both of us love dancing and have otherwise only very few friends. It sounded like an ultimatum, either his way or we break up. He then said that he doesn't want to break up with me. We have already planned our lives and have started to save up for a house, talked about children, and even what should we do after retirement. He says that I'm the love of his life, and if I refuse, he wouldn't do it. But he was getting very frustrated and thinks that maybe he wouldn't resist in the future to look for other women, and he will maybe cheat. He says it will be best with this coworker, as she is married and loves her husband a lot, even wants to have a second child with him in a year. So he thinks it will be only physical, and they wouldn't develop feelings for each other. Because he wants to be with me, but there is a little piece that is missing in our relationship. He doesn't know if he will even enjoy it that much or for how long he wants to do it. But last weekend there was a lot of sexual tension between them. Happens for the first time with another person since we met. He says it is the perfect opportunity to try it, as he isn't willing to actively look for other women. But maybe in the future, it will just happen. I was very hurt and disappointed that he didn't speak to me first. I thought that we will always tell each other our problems. I don't want for him to be unhappy, and am very confused right now. What should I do? If I agree, what rules should we set up? I want to spend my life with this man. There are people in open relationship that work, but I am not sure if I can be in one. I'm not sure if I can be with him after he was with another woman, and I'm afraid that he will just fall out of love with me, as I am not enough for him. Sorry for the long text, also not a native English speaker. Thank you for reading.